Hey guys, Romie here, so please like, comment, subscribe. This is The Quad, Season 1, Episode 7. Their eyes were watching God. What? Anyway, the episode starts off with Cecil. He's in the hospital and he's envisioning his father there. And his father, again, is like putting him down, saying he ain't nothing, he ain't this, he'll never be anything. Why is he the one that's go and get that scholarship? Oh, so he's just gonna go and leave me? Cecil is going through it. The medication is working really well, because remember, he fell out. Now we're in the classroom with everyone, and with Jasmine Guy's character, she's also a professor. Aside from being on the board, she's also a professor, and she is trying to teach while Madison, along with Bo and Junior, they're all horsing around in class. So Jasmine goes to all of them, and Madison, she gives this profound answer, I believe in regards to, it was some contrast to something. So she kills this. It's like, oh, okay, alright, gotta give it to you. Her person sitting next to her, her desk mate was like, you go, girl. Unfortunately, Bo and Junior, while they were texting, joking around, oh, this girl got fatty, oh no, this girl got fatty, oh, I think she liked me, oh, I think she liked you. Jasmine Guy said, you know what? Since you guys want to go and play around my classroom, why don't you guys go and do a 10-page essay on, pick a topic and stick with it. It's like, oh, okay, the contrast of what's good for the goose isn't good for the gander. And I said, 10 pages? Yeah, that sounds about right in college. I remember I had to do, no, thankfully in my college, I think it was like 8 to 10, or if it was 12, it was 10 to 12. So, I did the 10. Technically, did the 10 pages, right? I wasn't sitting there doing that. Anyway, we have Crystal. She brings in, the benefactor, Mr. Briggs. Mr. Briggs, Jason, essentially, from the game. So, we're going to call him Mr. Briggs. Mr. Briggs, he likes him some Eva. He likes him some Eva. He wants to go and propose, you know what? I'm going to bring you some benefactors so that they can come in, some donors. I'll set up the donors. You just go there. You don't have to like them because, they don't have to like you because they have to like me. So she's like, so what do I need to do for you in return? And she says, you know what? I'll go and set up this dinner for them. You know what? You're doing me a solid. I'll help you out. He's clearly infatuated with her. He clearly likes her. The fact that she's a strong, educated black woman that, is giving him some love and attention and affection, at least in his mind. That's where I see this going. Not necessarily for her, but for him. His goal is definitely, alright, let me see if I can shoot my shot long enough to get something popping up in here. Now, Bo and Junior get this grand idea to bring in T, and to have her go and to work with them on a project. They were talking about, oh, well, you want to join threesome? What? Yeah, with us. You want to do a threesome with us? She was like, excuse me? What's wrong with, what? No, it's not like that. We have this class project, and so what we want to do is show the gender norms and stereotypes between what happens when a woman is in a sexual relationship and is known versus men. So we want to amp it up by saying, okay, why not have 2 men and 1 woman in a threesome type of situation? So it's like, what? Why would I? And she actually thought about it before I said, T, Lord Jesus. Now mind you, they're just going to fake it. This is faking it. And he says, you know what? Why don't you have I'll have the whole starting line, you can do the whole starting lineup. She said, excuse me? I said, Junior, what? No, you can go and interview the full starting lineup if you agree to this with us. I'm thinking, dang, this is stupid for her to do. Cedric, has this whole issue of, guess who's back in town? His girlfriend, his ex-girlfriend's brother. Yes, she's in town and he wants to go and speak to Cedric. Bryce has this look of, wait a minute, what's going on here? This don't smell right. So Cedric's ex's brother wants to let him know, I know who killed her. I know who killed, my sister. So he's, shaken up because now he's trying to figure out, alright, what to do. And I'm looking at him like, you know what to do. Don't get involved with this mess. Don't get involved with this mess. But he looks like he may get involved with it. And he's given the gun. It's just like, do you have a gun? Are you strapped? Nope. So the brother gives him a gun, and now he's trying to figure out what he's going to do with it. Now, mind you, before all that happened, there was this whole little thing of, Bryce trying to figure out where his remote was for his TV, and it was over at Cedric's side. So keep that in the back of your mind for what happens later. Now, of course, we have Cecil's sister, Cynthia, go and visit him in the hospital. And she's like, okay, so what's going on there? What's the issue? And he's trying to be coy with it, not trying to divulge too much information. Mind you, Cecil does also go and have a, he's trying to figure out who's going to replace Danny, Benedict Danny. I caught that. Benedict Danny, Benedict Arnold. So there's 3 finalists. Aside from that, Cecil's sister's there, and they had a bad relationship. Why? Because Cecil's father was very abusive. And what happened was, once he got this music scholarship, he essentially left his mother and his sister and never looked back. He never went back. The only time he actually contacted his sister was when he showed up at the funeral, at his mother's funeral. So that's why she's so hurt. She's like, you went off and you became successful and you didn't come back for us. You didn't try to protect us. And now I'm supposed to be here. You said that you were going to do something else, going to bring us closer together. That wasn't us original. It's like, no, the song that I wanted to do was stolen from me, and it was the song that was played right before I went. She said, oh, I didn't realize your business was that cutthroat. You have no idea, but normally I'm the one that does the cutting. I'm normally the one that does the cutting. So because of that, this is a new territory for me. But trust and believe, that little stunt that you pulled is what threw me off the most. How can you go and invite our father, who you just said used to beat on you, used to beat on mom, used to beat on me too, and that's why I wanted to leave? Really? Really? Sydney's back, and you know, she's texting Madison, and you know, Madison's like, oh hey girl, I'm glad you're back, you know, I love you, miss you, we cool, great. Sydney's bored because of course she's trying to stay away from campus right now. Well, stay away from her classes, from really everyone else. Lord. While Cedric is going and working on whatever he needs to work on, in the lunchroom, everyone is pretty much in this lunchroom right now. Here comes T. T comes in, and now it's time for her to go and put on her acting chops. Junior starts it off and it's just like, hey, so, you know, you were good last night. So it's like, yeah, you were. And, of course, Bo was like, yeah, she was. And it was just like, well, I guess I want more of that tonight. And people are looking like, what's going on over there? So she was just like, excuse me, Junior, you weren't I mean, you finished quickly. I was expecting a whole lot more. And you couldn't even get up. Bo, you couldn't even get up. I kid you not. This is, like I said, in a college cafeteria, while everyone's pretending not to be nosy but eavesdropping. You know, they weren't pretending at one point, because she kissed both of them on the cheek. She started to walk away from the table. They walked with her and held her hand. I said, you know what, they're doing too much. Now you see on the screen these text messages of people. It's like, oh, freaky threesome, oh, freaks of the week on social media. And of course they're going to compile this information. We see Terrance and Bo. They're there with Coach Hardwick, and you know, Bo's killing it right now. He's not remembering all the plays. He's doing a good job. Terrance is irritated because his mind isn't there. He's not focused, and because he's not focused, he's making up excuses. He's saying how, well, you know, even though I'm not good here, you know, with all, remember the plays and stuff, at the end of the day, I'm good with my hands. I don't fumble. I do what needs to be done. I deliver. Coach is like, excuse me, we're a team. You don't go and throw someone else under the bus in order to make yourself look better. While Bryce is in his room, he's looking for what? His remote. He goes over to Cedric's side because he knows Cedric had it last time. What he finds instead of the remote is a gun. Now, you know, Bryce isn't for all of that. He's already, you know, not so convinced that Cedric, not that he killed his girlfriend, but that maybe he has some weird involvement in some type of foolishness. He still has that in the back of his mind. Now Eva, on the other hand, she's dealing with a lot. She's her assistant Crystal is like, you know what, sometimes you take a lot on and you feel like you have to do it all yourself, but you don't have to, and let's be honest, you can't, and there's nothing wrong with asking for help. So she said, you know what, Crystal, let's take this into the into my meeting, into the other room. And that was Crystal's way in. When Cedric came back to his room, he saw his gun was out. So like, what are you trying to do? Bryce said, excuse me, you were just in jail for this type of foolishness, or at least people are trying to pin this type of foolishness on you. Now you have a gun? Now you're trying to hide that gun in my room? If anything happens, if they do a search, we're both screwed. Are you stupid or are you dumb? I want the best for you. Bryce is essentially like, I want the best for you, but how am I supposed to want the best for you when you don't really want it for yourself? And he's right. He's right. What he's doing is stupid, even if he thinks it's for the right reasons. Now, we have the leader of the, of course, sexual assault, what do you call it, the sexual assault committee, and she's there with this young girl. This girl who acknowledges the fact that she was raped by Terrance too. And you know Eva had the look of, we got him. We got him now. Is it that clear cut? No. Is it, shout out to the Baywatch movie. I'm not going to go to the movie to watch that unless I get free tickets, but that actually looks interesting. Maybe it's just me, maybe it's just the point I am mentally in my life, but that actually looked interesting. I said, I could actually watch this movie. Like if this came on tomorrow, I may have to go and give DirecTV a couple of dollars. Well, I don't pay for my DirecTV. I don't pay the cable bill here, so free 99. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Mom. Anyway, Cecil, he's in this hospital bed, and he's trying to figure out, you know what? Excuse me, guys, what's going on here? Because the ex-president is there, and he's saying, you know, I understand. I thought she would have been out by now. I thought that, hey, I thought that Carlton, the darker guy who's Cecil's friend, that always has this grimace look on his face, I thought you would have possibly taken over. What's going on with her? I don't know. I don't understand why she's still there. But the ex-president and Cecil just like, ooh, she's fine. Just like, she sure is. Carlos is like, she ain't all that. I'm thinking, hater? You hater? You still that mad? I know you want the job, but you still that mad? If she looks good, she looks good. These are just facts. So he goes and he has him leave because, you know, health complications. The ex-president is trying to figure out, hello, because there's going to be an audit. The audit was brought up with, of course, bringing in these investors. They want to see the books. So Eva was saying how I'm confident, I'm so confident in the integrity of the school. And that's where Mr. Braves was trying to let her know, don't be too confident, because I've been hearing some things and they think that I'm crooked, but look at them. Mind you, how these grown men are saying, oh, she's working with some dude that has his money making off of strippers and all this stuff. I'm thinking, but you guys, possibly the ex-president was involved with some embezzlement of money at this black university, and that's part of the reason why you should get out of Dodge. Carlton was telling him, you know what, you should probably leave for a couple of days. Because yes, it's real, they're doing the investigation. Eva gets home and she scares Sydney because Sydney was wearing her headphones. It's just like, oh, I'm sorry, I wanted to surprise you. And Sydney said, no, you didn't do anything wrong. When Eva was hovering over Sydney, Sydney freaked out because she had a glimpse of Terrance, and I said, okay, she was raped. I was like, okay, she was raped. And she kept having those glimpses. I said, oh Lord, Jesus, this child was taken advantage of. She was taken advantage of. But she wanted to go and tell Sydney that another woman came forward. Who? Sydney got upset because she wanted to know who. Because now that there's two of us, we could go to the police and do something. Evo's trying to let her know, honey, it's not that simple. It's not that simple. I love you. I'm going to make sure that you're protected. And Sydney was over because she said, okay, you can't tell me because you're involved with this. You're in the middle of all of this. And because of that, you can't really help me the way that you want to help me, or I know that you could. Because I know that if you could make this go away, you would. I know that. I know that for a fact. So we're just at the point where I can't rely on you for this. And I felt so bad for Eva because it's like, what is she supposed to do? We have T. She's on social media. It's on the school's, social media page. And she's seeing how, oh, look, people are saying, oh, freaky threesomes. Oh, those threes is freaks. Oh, they nasty. But then it changes from that to, oh, disgusting. She's a slut. She's a whore. She's a trick. I'm like, and then for the guys, they weren't saying anything. And I could have told T that that was going to happen. So she gets upset at them, and I'm thinking, this is still partially your fault because you went along with this anyway, because the journalists inside of you, you know, took over and morality stepped out. And that's a huge problem for a lot of people. I mean, you're smart, so you know that people were, you acknowledge the fact that, of course, you know, they're going to judge her harshly in comparison to them. But when they tried to flip it, it's like, wait a minute, but you're the one who didn't stick to the script. I said, that was really ignorant. How stupid do you have to be to think that even if you guys, you know, kept it coy, that things would have been fine? No, you're talking about her potentially being a hoe and having these, or at least being seen as a hoe, and you two guys being seen as the man, even though I'm like, that's gross. Why would the three of you want to, why do people think that all these two dudes had sex with her at the same time? Like, and y'all don't think that there's a problem with that. But y'all, okay. Alright. So now they're upset with each other. They're staying on all sides of their room. Did I see a Confederate flag around on both sides? I don't know. But as I already told you, Cecil, he's going and right now he's running through the issue of they were going to do this trial drug because remember he has, I believe, what is it, lung cancer? Yeah, he has lung cancer. And they're going to do this trial run, but the guarantee of it, him actually getting the medication is essentially 50-50. He may get a placebo. So he said, I'd rather go with the traditional treatment because you're telling me there's a chance that I may not get help. Why would I go and do something? Why would I risk those odds? Coach Hardwick decides he needs to get Terrance a lawyer. And Terrance is, of course, like, oh, wait, but you thought I did something? He said, no. I promised your mother that I would look out for you if you came here, and you're here. So now I'm going to look out for you regardless if I believe that you did or not. That's how it's going to run. Side note, Hardwick thinks that he's slick, getting a female attorney to represent Terrance. It's just like, you know what, just take breaths. We can stop as many times as you want. Just tell me what happened. Just tell me what happened. I'm like, this is some stupid... Okay! Anyway, but I guess he's still doing his job. Bryce, he opens the door to see that again it's Cedric's ex-girlfriend's brother's there, and he's just like, oh, is Cedric here? No, he's had class. Okay, but then he stopped him because Bryce wanted to let me know, I don't know exactly what you're doing, but I know what you're doing is wrong. You cannot go and have my friend out there and in danger. He has a life ahead of him. He has career goals and aspirations. He wants to do better for himself. Having him involved with this isn't going to make things easier. Now, I will give it up to the girl's brother because he didn't blow up. He didn't freak out. Side note, the guy who played her brother, that was the guy from Zoe 101. He played, not Chase, but, you know, the black friend in Zoe 101. I was like, that's why you look familiar. And here comes Cedric. He's there kind of eavesdropping a little bit. And he's like, is there a problem? Everything good? Oh, is it? I'm like, everything is not good. But I guess if you have to go and, you know, keep up appearances, then yeah, everything's good. Now it's time for the class project. And Bo and Junior are upset with each other. And they get up there and they're like, oh, well, you know, friends aren't supposed to do this, and friends aren't supposed to do that, friends aren't supposed to say this, friends aren't supposed to say that. And Jefferson got to stop and say, excuse me, what does that have to do with the project? Well, you know, we found out that there is the whole stigma of you're the man if you're able to go smash some girl, and you guys are smashing the girl together, but the girl's, you know, seen as a hoe and a slut. And the professor said, I have to stop you there. I know about the freaky threesome thing, and yeah, you need to do your project again because this is not what it was about. This is not what this was about. Now Eva, she's throwing this party again for the investors that Mr. Briggs is supposed to bring in, and he's trying to go and schmooze on there and say, well, you know, I'm interested in you. The school's cool and all, but you know, now I have my sights set on something different on you. I said, you know what? She's not interested. I know she's not interested. Why was Cedric out there? He was waiting for the brother's call because he kept texting like, where are you? I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting. He has the gun. He's ready to go and shoot this guy. He's still waiting. Next thing you know, the cops come. They don't come exactly where he is because he's hiding behind a garbage bin, and they flash a light to look in the alleyway. They don't see anything, so they're like, okay, I guess this is all good. And he's just so thankful that he doesn't get in trouble. I'm thinking, this is your reality check. Put that gun back in your pants and leave. Leave now. Take the gun with you, though, because that's evidence. So leave with it and leave now. Cecil's sister comes back, and, you know, here we go having his nurse, his, you know, really happy, jolly nurse, who's just like, alright, so, ooh, why are you eating that shellfish? You know you shouldn't be taking that with your medication. But you know, for the, he was like, excuse me, I know what I need to be doing. You can go. I said, rude. And she had a look of it. Okay. Oh, so it's like that? If that's like that, okay, I understand you. Yes, sir. And his sister looked at him like, what's wrong with you? Excuse, did you, was that daddy coming at you? What's wrong with you? Now, Cecil, you know, his sister's over because she's not telling her what's wrong with him, so she just wants to leave. And he says, no, please stop. The meds, I don't need them anymore. Originally I thought I would because I was going to do some type of trial. And trial for what? And medication was involved with that. What medication? That it requires you not to eat, you know, shellfish. Yes, but what is it? Because she brought him lobster. I have lung cancer. She had that look of, oh my God, my brother left me, but I don't want him to leave this earth. And she just had a look. Things used to be so different. Our childhood sucked, but where we go wrong. He acknowledges again that he messed up. He should have been there to support them. He said, you know, the hardest thing that he did was leaving and not coming back because he knows how much that hurt his mother and his sister. He, you know, didn't have the ability. He can't sleep all the way through at night without medication because of him remembering the screams that his father, you know, the screams from his sister and mother from his father beating them so much. I'm like, oh Lord Jesus. So they have this coming to Jesus moment. He says he's not taking that trial anymore. He's going another route so he can eat the food. Jesus is like, alright, so we're going to go and act like everything's normal, everything's cool, let's go, let me share this food out with you. Bryce, he realizes, he sees the TV and he sees some guy is shot and killed, you know, some rapper in Chicago, so of course he has Cedric on his mind. Cedric is walking, and that's when his ex's brother pulls up next to him in the car, and it's just like, where were you? He said, you know what, Youngblood, I want you to have better for your life. I know that my sister wouldn't want you to be in the streets doing this type of mess, so I saw the opportunity, I took the opportunity for you, and it's done. It's done. You go and continue on with your life. I go and continue on with mine. We're squared. And I appreciate that. I really think that Bryce got through to him. Got through to actually both of them. So shout out to Bryce this episode. Shout out to Bryce. Alright, so that's it. Please like, comment, subscribe. Come in next week for the season finale.